Welcome to this week's studio vlog. My name's Caroline if you've never watched my channel before. This week's quite exciting as I have a pet portrait that I'm painting. I'm also hoping to do a lot of painting just with getting greeting cards ready, especially Christmas cards first. I've got 2 Christmas designs to paint. I already have 4 done that I had started last year, which I will show you within the vlog, but you can actually find them in my very first studio vlog, which are linked down below if you're interested in seeing that. But yeah, so a lot of painting planned this week really, and let's just get into the rest of this week's studio vlog. I thought I'd just come on and talk a bit about my pet portraits. They're one of my most favourite things to do as I just get to spend the whole day painting and it's very relaxing. And it's just a great excuse to just stare at someone's really cute pet all day. With like making art my business, I don't get to just sit and paint for hours straight all the time, as you have to balance everything else within the business, such as the admin, marketing, social media, so much more, but you're like a one-man team. So I do love getting to do a pet portrait as I just get to relax and paint. And I've really enjoyed trying different pets out. I've mainly just done dogs, but I've done a few different breeds, and I think I keep getting better with each one, so I love seeing the progress. I've just finished transferring my sketch of my commission onto my nice watercolour paper. I use a light box to do this, and then all I'm going to do now is lighten the sketch with a kneadable eraser. I use a Faber-Castell one, and then I can start painting, and once that's dry I'll add like some coloured pencil details just to make everything a bit more defined. So yeah, good start so far. I thought I'd go into a bit more detail about how the commissioning process works. So first I ask you to send me a photo or a few photos if you're not sure which one to use as reference for the pet portrait. I do ask for these to be as high quality as possible, just so I can get all the right detail and preferably a good shot of the face. Then I do a digital sketch, which I will send to you before I then proceed to the painting, just to check you like it. And once I have finished painting and all the final touches, I'll send you a digital version again to check you like it before I post it off to you. I've just finished doing the watercolour layer for this painting. It's definitely the part that I consider like the ugly phase of the process. I mainly use watercolours to just establish the basic values, and then I use coloured pencils to really define like deeper tones and get that precise detail with like the eyes and the nose and other elements like the collar. I used the coloured pencils to really define the like shapes and that. So yeah, and at the end I'll probably go in with some whitewash because this is an older dog, so she does have quite a few patches of white fur on her. I'm using my Winsor & Newton watercolours. They're my favourite ones. Trying to finish up this traveller set, which I got when I was about 16, maybe 14, I'm not sure, but quite a long time now. I've used up all the warm colours, yellows, orange and red, so it's just trying to use up the last few colours. And then I've also been using my bigger Winsor & Newton set, which I got last Christmas, and I love this set, and I need to do some more watercolour paintings. I've not done any in a while, so once I finish this commission I'll have to do a bit of personal painting if I've got the time. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the process of this. I love being able to paint people's animals, and hope that my finished paintings give the like person joy. And yeah, I'd love to do more. And if you're interested in getting your own pet painted by me, feel free to contact me through my website. I'll have a link down below where you can fill out an inquiry form. And yeah, so yeah, I'll update you once I'm doing the coloured pencil. update on my pet portrait. I've just finished doing all the coloured pencil. It's practically nearly done now. I'm just going to add a few white details with some white gouache. This is the gouache I'm going to use. And I really did add a lot of coloured pencil for this one, probably a bit more than a lot of my other pet portraits, just because it had this dog's got a lot of darker like shadows and areas, so I didn't quite get it as dark as I wanted to with watercolour, so I went in with the pencil to deepen the shadows a lot more, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. I was a bit scared at first before I added the more like deeper tones that it wasn't quite looking right, but I'm really liking it at the moment, so I'll show you once it's finished. I thought I'd come on and just do a bit of an update. So I finished my pet portrait commission. This is what it looks like. I'll show you some close-up clips after this just so you can see all the detail. But this is of the lovely Millie. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, so I was commissioned to do this as a memory keepsake for the owner. I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and I hope the owner likes it just as much. I had a really fun time painting her, and she just looks like she was such a lovely soul, so I feel very honoured that I got the chance to paint her, and I'm just excited to package this all up now and send it off to the owner, and I hope she just enjoys it, and yeah. I'm going to pack up my commission now so I can post it off. I use cardboard back envelopes, so they're quite sturdy and will help keep the piece flat, and they also say please do not bend, which is helpful. I might add some extra please don't bend like on the back, but I don't know, I feel like that does serve the message quite well. And then I'll pop my portrait in a plastic protective cover, as it is an original piece of art, so I want to keep it protected. And then I'll put a little thank you sticker on the back of that. I also add some paper corners just to protect the edges, and inside I'll put an invoice, which I won't show you as it has personal details of the client, a thank you card where I've written a nice little note to them, and then a business card which looks like this. I have 3 different pet portrait business cards, so it just depends which one I pick that day, but I thought I'd go with this one, which is of the lovely Maggie. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get up to now. If you'd like to get a pet portrait drawn by me, whether that's of your own pet or someone else's as a gift for them, I'll have a link to my website down below. It includes all the information about my pricing and also how to contact me, which is an inquiry form. In that, I just ask you to provide some basic information such as your name, an email address that I can get back in contact with you, the type of pet you want drawn, and any additional information such as the size you may want or how many pets there are in total. My prices start from £30 for size A5. A4 is £70 and then A3 is £130. This is the basic rate for if you just want one pet drawn, but if you do want any additional pets in a drawing, it is an extra £5 per pet. So say you want A4 portrait of 2 pets, that would be £75 in total. These prices do include the cost of postage for the UK. I send UK pet portraits special delivery, as I want them to get there as fast as possible and as safely as possible. If you live outside the UK, it will be a little bit extra for postage, as I do pick to send tracked and as fast as I possibly can, just to make sure it gets there as safely as possible, as a pet portrait is an original piece of art, it's one of a kind, and it's like there's not other versions of it, so I don't want it getting lost in any way, so that's why I pick a higher postage to make sure it's sent as safely as possible. I accept any kind of pets, and I have previous examples of the pet portraits I've done so far on my website if you'd like to have a look. They are mainly dogs, but I do accept any kind of pet. So if you have guinea pigs, rabbits, hamster, amphibians, a bird, whatever kind of pet, please feel free to get in contact with me. I'd love to try and draw more kinds of pets, and even if you just have dogs, feel free to get in contact with me because I've drawn loads of dogs and I love drawing dogs. So yeah, any kind of pet I will accept to draw, and yeah, that will all be linked down below if you are interested in that. If you are interested in getting a pet portrait for someone for Christmas, I would advise to start thinking about it now. I know it's only August, but with pet portraits it is kind of better to get them earlier than later, just because the portraits themselves take a certain amount of time, as I want to get them to a high standard as possible and for you to be really happy with them. But you also got to take into account the time for it to be posted, and around Christmas it's a lot more hectic with like people sending Christmas cards and presents and everything, so I do recommend looking early if you are interested in that. I thought I'd come on and just do a bit of a final update for the studio vlog. Unfortunately, it's not turned out how I'd originally planned. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. I just had a few things going on in my personal life this week, more than usual. That meant I had a lot less time for filming and stuff. So unfortunately, I've not been able to start my greeting cards. I am doing that now. In fact, I'm starting today, but you'll see that in next week's studio vlog. But I'll show you the designs I've got so far. So I'll start off with the 4 that are completed that I did last year. So the first one is this little frog in a stocking that says Merry Christmas. The next one is a nutcracker, and digitally I will add at the top to someone who is, and then it says nuts and crackers. I just think that's quite a fun one. Then I've got a nice little round robin asleep in an armchair where it says Merry Snooze Fest. This one's for all the dads and granddads that just fall asleep on Christmas. And then lastly, I've got one of a turkey and it just says Get Stuffed. It's a bit more of a humorous one. And then the last 2 Christmas designs I've got left to paint is one where it's a frog stack. They've all got antlers on and little bells around their necks, and it says Merry Christmas. And then finally a frog angel at the top of the Christmas tree where it says Wishing You a Merry Christmas. So I'm excited to be able to get them done and get them ordered and printed as proper greeting cards. I also got my hands on the Across the Spider-Verse art book this week. I originally ordered it on Amazon for my birthday, which was the beginning of July, and I just heard nothing from it. There seemed to be no like estimate for when it would arrive. I think maybe they placed like too many orders where they didn't have enough stock or something. So I ended up cancelling it and I just went to HMV and bought it instead. It was £5 more expensive because I had originally pre-ordered it, which is a bit annoying, but I just didn't see myself ever getting it if I waited for the Amazon one. So I've got it now and it's honestly so pretty. The film is one of my favourite films now, and there's just so much cool stuff with both like showing the character design and backgrounds and everything. But yeah, I really recommend this book if you like art books and you like Spider-Verse. I did do a bit of personal art this week because I've just been in a bit of a funk. First I just did a bit of a fun little practice that took for about 5 minutes really. I just had to go at doing water. It's that technique where you start with a base colour and then you do a medium tone and a light tone on top with like wiggly blob shapes, and then just add some dots to make the illusion of water. And I thought I'd just try it using some like weird colours, and I like how it's turned out. I would probably do another layer of the yellow so it's more opaque, but I was being a bit lazy and it was really just a 5-minute exercise at the end of the day, so I wasn't too bothered about making it perfect. And then the last thing is I went back and finished off a page in my sketchbook that I had prepped for a while. I just gotta find it a second. But it's, if you've seen my drawing challenge video where I picked 3 words at random, ice cube, cactus and chair. I came up with like an illustration of like these 2 kings for it, but I also come up with loads of other ideas and thumbnailed them, and I decided to have a go at doing another one of them, but just in my sketchbook for fun, and I actually really love how it's turned out. I used acrylic as the base and then went over the top coloured pencil. It's something that I keep coming back to and trying out. It's definitely a bit difficult. Not all colours will work on top of acrylic that well, because obviously acrylic has that shiny plastic finish, but this just seemed to turn out really well. I'll show you a bit more of a close-up in some better lighting to see it a bit better, but yeah, definitely think I want to experiment with acrylic and coloured pencil a bit more, and especially for my children's book work, I think it adds a nice interesting texture. And as you can see, this is a very simple illustration, like there's not a lot going on. The characters are just a cube because they're ice cubes, but just using the different textures of acrylic and pencil with each other just makes it a lot more interesting, even though it is so simple. So yeah, I definitely want to do a lot more experimenting with that. So just trying to think. The last thing I'll show you is I have been doing some crochet in my spare time. I think I've probably mentioned this in the previous studio vlog, but currently I'm just making a load of granny squares. I'm making them in 2 different ways like this, so they're just reverse colours of each other, and I plan to eventually make them in a tote bag, but it's going to take me ages because I just do it in my spare time, and I probably make about 1 square at a time, so I'm not exactly getting through it very fast. But I've got 5 squares done so far, and I've also started off another one which just fell on the floor. But yeah, I'll keep you updated with that if you're interested, because I love doing craft, doing hobbies as well, especially in my spare time. And with crocheting, I really enjoy it, and I quite like to experiment with maybe making a few crochet projects that I can actually sell eventually, that fit like the kind of work and subjects I kind of draw. But that would be probably a bit far in the future. I want to get the basics done, and I have too many other things to focus on now, such as the greeting card. So yeah, I just want to thank you for watching this studio vlog. I'm sorry it's not really turned out like I had said at the beginning, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.